What's up guys, R13 here and welcome to another Gunpla review. So yesterday we did the unboxing and a quick history of the Gundam Ez8 here. So let's do a quick recap. So history of this unit: Gundam Ez8 is a rebuilt version of the Gundam ground type that Shiramada piloted after battling Absolus 1. Shiro's Gundam was retrieved, completely overhauled, and used every available spare parts to rebuild his Gundam, and in the process, this is it, Ez8 or Extra 08, and this ended up having a little bit of a higher performance than the original Gundam ground type, and unique on its own due to the fact that this is a Gundam with no V-fin, but rather use an antenna, a rabbit ear antenna, for better communication in the storyline. I actually like the design, and in the process, they ended up having other variants of the Gundam Ez8. Most notable is the EZ-SR in the Gunpla Build Fighters Try. Yes. So this actually got a really unique storyline, so my suggestion is go check it out. Before doing a side-by-side comparison between the old and the new here, there's a couple of things I want to cover. First, I want to cover the extra parts, the decals, stickers, seam lines, nubs, the details, and finally the mobility test, and afterwards the side-by-side comparison. There's actually pros and cons regarding this unit here that I actually like and dislikes. And there's already one item that you can notice here, and this piece here, which is actually custom built by me, and I will explain later on. Okay, why don't we go ahead and talk about the extra parts here. As you guys can see, this unit is already equipped with the Vulcan gun and the basic shield here, and the other parts that this actually have is the machine gun, which is actually quite nice since there's actually really good details here. And it's not just one color, and there's actually a second color here. If you guys actually watch the series, this is actually a preferred weapon by Shiramada. Now the other items that we have here is the two beam sabers, pinkish purplish color, which is really nice. And then the other part that we have here is the right hand here, and I call this the beam saber hands, which we got on the left also, which is very normal. And then the second one that we have is the closed fist left hand. And last but not the least, we have the trigger right hand. That is all the extra parts that we have. And where is the beam saber located? We're going to talk about that when it comes to details. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the decals here. What I have here is actually very, very basic decals. Quite a lot for a high-grade UC, which is actually not bad. It actually got your black and gray here. You got your most notable 08 for the Gundam Ez8. Yes. And then the last part is the sticker, which is, I only use the ice, but this is for, the green is for I believe the Vulcan gun, and the reds is for the forehead and I believe the machine gun. Now this gray strip here is actually for this here. So the old Ez8, the 98 Ez8, actually have something similar to this that I actually emulated. And the sticker here, you're supposed to wrap it around, which is actually quite annoying, because if you want to change up the poses a little bit, it's gonna ruin it. It actually gives you about 6 stickers here, which I find it useless. I'm just not impressed with Bandai cutting corners here, which in the end I will give out my thoughts. Okay, so The next part that I want to cover here is the details. So the details here is actually not bad. Later on I'm gonna go more in depth with the side-by-side comparison, but as you guys can see, there's actually really good details here, especially with the legs. And first off, this side here is actually a panel for your beam saber. Yes, as you guys can see over there, there's even details here, which is really nice. And there's your slot there for the beam saber. And here's one here that I already got out. So all you have to do, I believe it's in this position here. Nope. It's actually just, there's a slot there that you can actually pull out. It's actually a little bit harder to install right now since I'm looking at the camera. Okay, there you go. And then you just place that there, and it's actually quite secure, which is really nice. Now the other detail that I want to show you guys is this here, the ankle area. So same goes for the back. And then you get your kneecap here, and here's the best part. This the Ez8 here can actually kneel without any issues at all, which is actually quite nice. But it's got to be positioned in a way. Yes, there you go. Not bad, huh? And there is actually an issue here, since this is a poly cap. It is a little bit loose, and I'll cover that later on. Yeah, there's the details here, polycap. Yes, really, really nice. And then you got your parachute pack here, pretty common. And you can actually take this out easily without any issue. Then just press that there. And you got your basic pack for the Ez8. Okay, now let's put this back here. This side here you can actually pull out. It's actually quite solid already, and the parachute pack here is actually quite nice. You can actually remove the top part here easily. There you go, and there's even details here. So the diorama opportunity is there, and the film here that you guys can see, it's actually inside. It's actually one strip, so you actually don't have to cut anything there. And installation is actually quite simple, as you guys can see. And there you go. It is actually quite solid. Now for the chest piece here, and for a second there, I'm just going to put some of the list of the other weaponries. And the Gundam ground type weaponries are compatible with the Ez8, since Ez8 is a rebuilt Gundam ground type. Okay, so the next part is the chest area here. Now the old actually have, you can actually pull this out. This doesn't have that feature, which I'm going to cover with a side-by-side comparison, but I want to show you guys this. There's plenty of details there, which is really, really nice. Yes. Okay, now that we covered the details here, let's talk about the nubs here and the seam lines. Okay, so the nubs and the seam lines, it's actually, the seam lines is actually not that bad. You get your basic here in the forearms, which you can actually fix easily. And you get one here also that you can cover up if you want to for the legs. Other than that, it's actually well built. Seam lines are in the general area that you'd expect, and you can actually fix it easily for this here. Now for the nubs, this is actually, this Ez8 here is very notorious for nubs, thick ones. And one prime example is on the pack here. And I intentionally left that there so you guys can see. Yes, those are thick ones. And I actually had a little bit of issue first, but I managed to take care of it, which is yeah, it's not bad. And yeah, the knobs, not bad. You can fix it. Take once, kinda annoying, but yeah, you can. Okay, so the next part that I want to cover is actually going to be very, very simple. It's going to be the mobility test. But first, before going there, got to make sure that I didn't miss anything here. So I've covered the feet here, the details for the pack, the shield can actually move right over there. That's what the shield looks like. You can actually, for the rifle here, the Vulcan gun, you'll actually have to take the whole hand out and replace it with the other one. It's not a pull and slide. This actually got a slot there to secure it properly. And for here, this piece here, polystyrene or plow plate that I used to actually make this secure. It's actually not that hard. And I'm going to show you guys how I actually did it. Or because I based off my basic custom here with the old Ez8. So, and I can actually remove this easily. So you guys can see there. So with the sticker, you're gonna have some issue. Big time. Okay, let's remove this before doing the mobility test. Okay, there you go. Okay, well, let's position this in a proper manner. Be right back. Okay, here we go. Mobility test. This is actually going to be very simple and fast. So, the head here actually get the 360-degree view. The fin is not going to be in the way since it's using a rabbit ear antenna. And you guys have already seen the back here, its mobility, which is actually quite nice. The thrusters doesn't actually move. Now for the arms here, it's actually going to be very simple. The old one, actually, this part here moves, which I'm going to cover that later on. Now, that's how far it can go, doing the opposite way, and you can actually bend that all the way, which is actually quite nice. And for the waist here, that's how far you can actually go with the mobility for the waist. It can kind of bend partially. This is double polycap. So yes, there you go. Now for the waist here, the back doesn't actually move much. There's details there which is actually quite nice, but it's typical for a high grade majority that doesn't actually have a moving back skirt. Now for the front skirt, we're very basic. It moves. Side skirt moves also, polycaps. Now for the legs here, okay, I'm trying to remove the actual leg. Now you can actually use your basic action base here. There's a slot there, and very simple. Now for the legs, you guys, it can bend that far, but there's going to be limitations with the back skirt to a certain degree. But before going there, I want to show you guys this again. This one actually moves, the kneecap, and the back here, which it fell, thankfully not that far. Okay, you'll actually have to use a manicure to make the stiff. Yeah, and the feet can move very well. And look at that, there's details there also, which is actually nice. It can emulate certain poses, which is I'm actually quite happy. You guys have already seen the beam saver slot here. And there's a slot, you can use your nail here to actually open it up easily. Yeah, that's actually it for the mobility test, which is actually quite nice. Really good mobility. The waist got some limitations. Details are actually quite nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a side-by-side comparison of the two here. Okay, so this is my Ez8. I've actually weathered it, battle damage, painted, customized it, captured version. So there's going to be certain limitations that I can do for side-by-side comparison. But overall, this is a general look. So for the old version here, it actually comes with a Shiramada figure, 1/144 scales that sadly I lost. And I even lost the Vulcan gun that it have. So I'm using another weapon. I think this is from the seed one or the booster pack. So this is actually not that bad, as you guys can see here. The old actually is a little bit taller than the new here, and the parachute pack, which I've intentionally left. Okay, let's just. Okay, that's what the new pack looks like. It's a little bit smaller, more sleeker design compared to the bulky parachute pack here. But the general design is actually there, which is really nice. And as you guys can see, this is the part that I actually based my customization on here. And this actually secures the strip, and you can actually remove it easily. Now, one of the major changes that Bandai did, well, this the strip here, which kind of sucked. I can't believe Bandai cut that corner that much, and they actually removed one of the special feature that the old Ez8 they didn't actually brought it out. First, they didn't. This one here, it actually got 81 embedded into the chest. It's not a sticker. This one requires a sticker, the new one. And even though this one here have details, the old one actually you can actually pull it out, and this one doesn't. Yeah, really sucks. So it still gives you the opportunity to customize it, but it's not gonna be the same. I'm actually quite disappointed at that part here. The next part that Bandai took away is this here. This piece actually moves compared to this one here that is actually part of the shoulder piece. Yeah, but one thing that they did do is the advances that Bandai did. This one here, it's a connector polycap here, so it actually got certain limitations, and this one here gives you more movement. Same goes for the legs here, and this doesn't actually have a slot there, but you can still use the action base. So overall, there's it's a lot more slicker design, as you guys can see on the headpiece here. I'll just remove the headpiece here. Okay, so this is the headpiece of the old and the new. Slicker design, which is actually not bad. Yes. Now, I do want to try out something here. Is this gonna fit? Actually, it did. So they just tweaked certain changes, removed certain details, and made it a little bit smaller. But overall, yeah, they just based their design from the old one. It's still a really good kit. Yes. Okay, so that's it for the comparison. I did actually want to add one thing. The old one was released in 1998. It only comes with a Vulcan gun, Jira Amada figure, but it did not come with a machine gun there. Just letting you guys know. Yes, and this is actually my first weathered, battle damage, custom painted all together in one. Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and give my final thoughts. Okay, so here are my final thoughts regarding this unit. I give this a 7 out of 10. Now, a little bit lower number due to the fact that there are certain features that Bandai did not include that from the old into the new. They didn't ported it in. And that key feature is the chest area. And now you got to put in the decal there, the 81. Then the Shiramada is not there, which is even more annoying. And then you got to use, you ended up trying to use stickers to close the strip here. You forced my hand, which I'm actually still thankful, to customize this piece here so I can remove it easily. So please, Bandai, don't, like, certain shortcuts are understandable, but this one here is just plain laziness. But still thankful for pushing me to do some customization. I like the details of this unit. The weak part here is this piece here. As you guys can see, I pulled that out. You can use a manicure pedicure item to make it stiff. The nubs, very annoying. Thick ones, 2013. Why are there thick nubs? This can be a good kit to challenge new builders, but it might shy them away. Might. And as you guys can see, there's the thick ones, there's the seam lines. Still really good details. So that are the cons. The pros: extra weaponry, the beam sabers effect that they didn't port it out, thankfully, because the old one got this one long piece since it's a 98 kit. Then you have this here, the beam saber slot in the legs that the old Ez8 doesn't have. And then the pack here. Sadly, I lost a few items for the Ez8, so I really couldn't do any comparison. But this one here actually moves while the old one does. You'll actually have to remove part of it. And you can just slide the parachute back in easy, which is actually quite nice. And there's even details here also. Thrusters doesn't move, sadly. Well, same goes for the old one. Okay, so for the price you're paying, it's not bad. 7 out of 10, worth the number. Highly advisable still to do diorama if you are a fan of the 8MS theme. You'll just have to do some work. Then you got your Vulcan gun, your machine gun, beam sabers. Yeah. And customization, you can bring back, you can port some of the key feature from the old one into the new one by simple customization. Okay, that is all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching. Give this a thumbs up and like and subscribe. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day, good night, afternoon, wherever you are. R13 signing out. See ya.